there. It's Mary.
Oh, hi, I'm Dave. I didn't know we were rolling.
Yes, and we're here in this beautiful cafe right now,
Right in our neighborhood.
having a latte, and I'm treating myself and having a muffin. Normally I don't eat this, but I had to treat
I can
myself.
verify that.
What a beautiful day. And I was just coming to the cafe to get a latte, and I just realized something came to me and said, there's a message. I hear this voice in my head. So luckily I always keep my cards with me. So I'm going to be reading today these new crystal cards. They're called Eternal Crystals. And also one of my favorite, Magical Dolphins, Mermaids and Dolphins, Adoring Virtue. And these are by Jade Sky. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a multi-card reading, asking for the angels to protect us as we do the reading, asking for a message from our spirit guides. Okay. Cutting them in 3 piles. So I'm just going to do 1 card of each. So I'm just going to pick 1 card from here. I've got Tiger's Eye, and
I love Tiger's Eye.
yes, and I'm going to pick 1 card from the Magical Hermits. Interesting way to do a reading. Okay, cutting them in 3 piles.
Very cool.
Okay. Treasure chest. Okay. So Tiger's Eye, I'm going to show you what the card looks like. Is actually what this represents is that you've been carrying on some heavy energy, like you've been feeling like there's been a pressure on your shoulders, you've been feeling really heavy, like feeling very drained, feeling just like it's a learning curve actually as well. Like there's something that you've been going through that is actually maybe you've been resisting, but if you push through, you actually will find the lesson behind it. Okay, so like there's a lot of things that it can relate to. So whatever that applies to you, like I said, as I'm talking, something that comes to you and then you say, well, that's exactly it, or like just whatever comes to your mind. Like what have you been going through, Dave? Because this message is for us, both of us, too, and you.
For me, my main lesson is probably the main lesson for going back years, but I always learn it from different angles, different perspectives, and it seems in different ways to apply it into my life. But it basically comes down to letting go and letting God, you could say. And just always knowing that the more I do that, the more I turn it over, the more that things are going to work out in some harmonious way that is not only in my highest good, but the highest good of those I care about, and the world around me. Because that divine intelligence just knows so much better than me what's the best solution. And sometimes when I'm pushing and shoving, because we're conditioned that way so strongly, you think you have to push and shove and try to make things happen, and we do it in ways that we don't always realize. And I'm just always basically getting the light shone on that area, so I can see, I'm doing that again in that area that I didn't realize, and then I can work on that. So for me, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, like for me, I would have to say that it's about saying no. It's about actually listening to myself, because I'm a people pleaser. I just love to say yes all the time. For me, it's about putting boundaries, because I get sometimes people stepping over boundaries, or I want to overgive myself. Say, for instance, I'm not honoring myself, and I actually, by doing that, I actually end up draining myself, and then I ask myself, why did I do that? And then I resent myself, and I'm exhausted, and I'm tired. So that's the solar plexus. So the solar plex chakra is just right at the rib cage, and that's your personal power and your self-esteem, and we carry all of our emotions here, right? And sometimes when we're not honoring ourselves, we're actually depleting ourselves from our truth. So it's basically saying to honor yourself.
No, that's another, definitely you're right. That's another skill that, I mean, it's a skill, and it's a subtle one, because sometimes it's hard to tell, and you know, whether you're being, because we want to stay open and loving, but at the same time we have to protect ourselves from certain energies in certain ways. So, you know, that's a skill that we're always learning throughout life.
Exactly.
Thinking of one of the examples I was thinking of that is troublesome for a lot of people, myself included, especially in the past. Now it's pretty clear, but that is, you know, when you forgive someone or something from the past, you know, you really forgive them completely.
Right.
You do that for yourself, but then you might have to draw a boundary depending with that person. You don't necessarily have to let them into your life, or you don't have to like the action or whatever, or the action that they did that may have caused that upset. Doesn't necessarily make it appropriate, but forgiving is for yourself in your heart. You let the emotional baggage go, and but you might still want to keep that boundary and not interact with that person, depending.
And also, it doesn't have to be a person, it could be a thing. So like maybe something made you feel really great in the past, but it's not working for you today. And it doesn't have to be a person, it could be just something that you've outgrown. Just like a plant, the roots grow out of the pot, and it's time to repot. So you need to change, and you need to get out of that, okay? And then we got treasure chest. If I can, okay. And that's actually a really positive card. It basically sums up everything that I just said here. The treasure chest is unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now. That is the promising card after you do the work on yourself.
Excuse me, I'll be right back. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket.
Let's go buy some lottery tickets. So that's your reading, and that's your message today, and that's what your guides and your angels wanted you to know today. All right, so until then, we'll see you later. I'm going to head over to eating my muffin and drinking my rest of my latte. So wishing you all the best. And positive energy. And don't forget to visit psychicsoulmatereading.com. Okay, take care. Namaste.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.